Picking up your bitch in the Benz, Raymond.
I tried to sit there and take it.
That shit means overdraft protection.
You even getting your wife's name tattooed on you?
All right, welcome back to Muddy Roots. I'm with Gage, Robert, Ryan, and Vil. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, your name.
Oh, I'm Raymond.
That's it.
No, let's do it again, dude.
No.
Fuck, man. How you gonna
What
do
the-
that to me on my first one?
How are you gonna do that? Can I hit the intro,
No,
please?
you guys are keeping it in.
Bro.
All right.
All right, so this is Ray.
This is Mr. Mercedes-Benz. This
The one, the only. Picking up your bitch in the Benz, Raymond. That's crazy.
Let's take a couple.
Yeah, let's do it.
Screw these guys.
Yeah, fuck these guys.
Oh,
Ray
man.
is the brother of Rob and Ryan. Just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
Bro, real quick.
Dude, that intro's a lot of pressure.
Bro, yeah.
And
it
the
is.
thing is so fast, bro. I thought I had to keep up with it.
No, you don't have to stay on beat. It's just background stuff.
That's
But
my
if you look
rapping
back at all the episodes, count how many times I do the intro.
Bro,
Probably
real
once
quick
or
though,
twice.
When that episode dropped and Gage had to come over for your approval or whatever, what was the first thing that popped in your mind? We
Yeah.
were talking about your rapping.
You two niggas were
Hold on.
just flaming me
Context.
about the
Yeah, context. So
the GTA jokes were the only thing I was like, damn, what the fuck?
there was an episode where
we
yeah.
didn't flame you.
There was an episode where I referenced Raymond, and there was a lot of jokes that were cracked at his expense. I didn't think he was going to go that far, so I wanted to get his clearance on it because if he didn't want it up, we were going to cut it. And so now, what was your thoughts when I first played it for you and you were listening to it? What were you thinking?
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just kept going, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard you heard it the first time and you're like, oh, that's not that bad. And they were like, well, there's more. You got to keep it.
He was
I was like,
like
hey, yeah, keep it in. He's like, we're not done.
he was like, oh, that was funny. And it was like, bro, there's 12 more minutes of this. Like, just strap in.
Yeah, because when you played it, he was just like, yeah, keep it in. We're not done. And then he plays some more. It's like, oh, that's it? Yeah, keep it in. Me and Gage kind of like looked at each other, we side-eyed each other, like, yeah, keep waiting.
Oh, man.
It was like 8 minutes long of just GTA jokes, and I was like, fuck you guys.
That's what made it worse was in GTA and
Yeah, what do we say in GTA? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's
What made it worse is that
Yeah.
I couldn't say anything. Like, I couldn't get
That's
you guys
true.
back. I was like, fuck. I just had to sit there and take it. Pause. Fuck.
So, you guys all got tattoos yesterday.
Yeah, show them off. Show them off.
Let's see all your tattoos. Flex it. How's you can. No, your tattoos on your legs. Sir,
Where
your
mine at
tattoos on
again?
your leg.
This one is actually really.
where's mine at?
I can't see you.
I'm actually really. I like this one a lot.
Explain it.
though.
No, it was just a knife I saw on Instagram, and then I saw another thing of the Mangekyo shotgun gun, and so I just like, hey, fuck it, let's put them together.
Yeah.
The guy was trying to change up the design. He wanted like a kunai on it, and I was like, dude, you're gonna make it look nerdy as fuck. I was like, I'd rather just have like the eye, and then only people that know the show like know it. I don't want like the whole Naruto shit.
Right.
Then you got one on your tricep too, huh?
Oh yeah, I got number 4.
Here, I'll
Yo, that was flexible. You want me to?
Can you see it?
Wrong camera,
Any
wrong camera,
camera.
wrong camera.
But I have a number 4 from Kids Next Door on my tricep, and that's just because I was the 4th kid out of our family. But yeah,
That's like,
that's it.
Nice.
I remember, so you got that, it was yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. And the stencil he had, the handle was like half an inch to the outside of his arm. And I feel like you were just so excited. You were like, yeah, bro, let's do it. Like, it doesn't look that bad. And I was like, bro, tweak it.
That's why I kept looking at you, because I didn't know if you were gonna say anything or just because from where I was at, it looked pretty straight.
Yeah.
But then when you guys were saying that like the handle was like over here and the blade was down here, I was like, oh shit.
It just looked off centered. And I didn't want to be like, yeah, bro, don't do that yet. And he was actually being really cool about it. And
it was tight.
Yeah, it was hella cool.
He's like, bro, we'll just erase
not
it.
do like any lines to like make it straight? Or
Not with the smaller
slide it
ones.
right on?
Yeah, I know that because the stencil can really just fit on a piece of paper, but I know because you have your tattoo that you really got to center it and make sure that everything's good with markings.
Well, yeah. So I remember on mine, he like marked out like where the bicep is, and so like if you look at mine, that's why some of these curves go with the bicep. Is he
Yeah.
marked
But I feel
where
like-
my bicep is, and then he went with that line.
I feel like with that, like a tattoo like that, you have to do that.
Exactly, because you can't
Something
stencil
so
that.
small, you can just tattoo.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Kind of center.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like he outlined your bicep really well. So to the point where like I don't know, like if you flex or whatever, if you just go like this, see like that, it kind of looks smaller now.
It's weird that it does that, huh?
No, flex your arm. Try flex the arm.
But yeah, I think it like outlines your bicep really well. Other than like if you were just to throw it on there.
Yeah.
It would just look
Well,
weird.
he said when he was doing it that like he does that and it kind of makes you look more ripped because you get those.
Oh, he lied to you
lines,
for sure.
He gives you those lines of definition without actually going to the gym. So
Same time.
want me to come home right now? Okay.
Oh man,
What's yours?
So I
I don't think I've
have
seen
Thunderbird. And
Eagle
then
Bowers.
I got angel numbers 444, which means for like protection.
Oh, okay.
But it was funny because I went up to mom and she's like, "Oh, let me see your tattoo." So I showed her the 444 one, and she's like, "What does it mean?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my favorite thing to get." And she's just like, "What is it?" I was like, "It's Wendy's 444." And she like looked at me. She goes, "Please say it's a joke." And I was like, "I'm sorry, it's a joke." I'm like, am I gonna get my ass whooped?
can I tell these guys about when you got your message on your phone?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We got tattoos together. He got that one, and I got a little one. But it was 444. It means protection. We were sitting in a parking lot, and he got a notification on his phone, and it was 444. And he turned it around, and he's like, "Ooh, check this out!" And it was his bill for his phone for the month, and it was 444. And he's like, "That's kind of crazy. It's like significant." I was like, "Yeah, that is nuts, but I'm not gonna act like you didn't just show me a $444 bill on your phone." And I was like, "That thing means protection. That shit means overdraft protection."
So when he said that, I was like, dude, what a
Fucking IRS
coincidence.
protection.
I was like, what a coincidence, dude. I just got 444 and then it's like $444. And like I looked at Gage and I was smiling too. I was like, hey, look at this. It's
a sign.
He looked at me and goes, oh,
Bro,
cool, man. And I was like, does that not, like, is that not coincidental? And he goes, I mean, that's your phone bill, dude. $444. I looked at it, I was like, fuck.
I was like, "Who's
I was
hopping
like,
my
dude, I'm about
plan,
to
bro?"
kick all these guys off.
That was
Pay that shit
wild.
off.
What would have been funny is if you're like, "Oh, dang, that's pretty cool," and then you just secretly Venmo him. You're like, "Bro, I hope everything's okay. Send protection your way."
Just give him $1. Make it 443.
Oh,
Kick you
bro.
off my plan.
You guys got the ink fever right now, huh?
Hell
Hard.
yeah,
Dude, I had
really
the-
want another one.
I had the ink fever before I got tatted. And we were in Vegas, and I was like, dude, I'm down to get tatted in Vegas. And then, like, we walked into we were on Fremont. There was a tattoo shop out there. And I sat there, I looked at Gage. I was like, dude, I'm down. We walked up there, and then we saw the prices. It was like, I'm
Bro.
down, but the prices aren't.
Did you guys say it was like dirty too?
That's no, it's not dirty. Fremont's dirty.
Yeah, you can.
And so that's what I was telling these guys. I was like, I'm so glad we didn't because infections, you can't tell if they're wiping things down, if they're changing needles. And I was just like, I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah.
But it was like in the moment, spontaneous. We just wanted one. Almost
Yeah.
did. I'm glad we didn't.
Which one? What did you get?
I got two. So when he got the 444, I got this snake on my leg, and it just says "Edge of the Abyss." And then that one means just like I'm the root of my own issues. I can destruct myself because I'm the root of my issues. I'm also the root of my solutions, my success. Everything starts and ends with me. And then I got Medusa. That means nothing.
Dude, Medusa's tight.
Yeah.
The eyes on it, I really like it.
Yeah.
Through the process of getting that Medusa one.
Okay, here we go. Can you see it?
Damn, that does look tight.
Can you see it? No.
I really do love like Greek mythology.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, Greek
don't-
mythology is crazy.
He didn't want to add the scales to the snake.
Yeah, that's it.
No, that wasn't the same guy.
God, you got lucky.
Don't go to Atomic Rose, St. George, Utah. Don't go to them.
Hey, shouting him out. That's
Yup,
crazy.
shouting them out. Don't
That's
do
not
Not
even
even
that.
a shout out. No,
No, that's a shutdown.
What's your
Shut down
problem?
your.
he was sketchy.
Bro,
He
I
was
called him
asking
on the
about it.
phone. So we're trying to do walk-ins. I called him on the phone, and his daughter or someone's crying in the background, and they're just screaming. And I was like, "Hey, is this Atomic Rose?" And he was like, Atomic Rose Tattoos." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "The tattoo spot, Atomic Rose." And he's like, "What? What are you saying?" I was like, "Tattoos." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's me. That's me." And I start describing what I want, and immediately he says no, he can't do it, which is fine. And then he's like, but can you just text me the pictures for reference? So I sent him the pictures for reference, and I was like, I want this concept, which was the outline of what I got, and then the eyes was on a separate picture, and I wanted that on this. And for some reason he just couldn't put two and two together. And Raymond was in the car, and I was looking at him, I was like, bro, am I not explaining this right? Because all I said is I want the eyes on this, and then I want it to be an outline.
Right.
And he just couldn't put two and two together. And for some reason, the other picture was way more detailed, and he got stuck on the scales. And he asked me,
Could not get off of that.
yeah,
Why?
yeah, he asked me how he would draw a snake. He's like, how would I draw the snake? And I was like just the outline. He's like, no, like how would I draw it? And Raymond was like, bro, does this guy not even tattoo? Is he not an artist? And I was like, oh yeah, dude, like probably good on that. And he was stuck on that. Then he referred us to another tattoo spot, and we were in their parking lot already. They didn't accept walk-ins, and we were already sitting in their parking lot. And I was like, bro, get a new job.
This nigga thought he was the first option.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. You thought I saw your stuff and was like, I want you. No.
It really sounds like he only does roses. Like what? Like he looked at the outline. The outline I could have traced.
That's what I'm saying.
It really was like I
Was that
can't do
easy?
that. Yeah, it was a
is
simple
pretty
outline.
Bro, do you think you can tattoo? Not like,
Not tattoo.
if you give me a stencil,
pen, I'll do it.
the only thing about it is the depth. I don't
Yeah,
know how deep to
tattoo.
go.
Right.
But I could trace like mine, yours, all of ours that we got today. I think I could have done it.
Me and Robert were just talking about it. We should get a tattoo gun, and you can just practice on like oranges and like fruits and shit.
Yeah, I
like
guess
that.
they do it. They some artists tattoos on the orange just to see how far to go deep into the orange, and that's how they practice. Or like the bottom of their feet.
Yeah, so like I think like your first couple months
'Cause it doesn't stay.
in your apprenticeship,
Apparently.
they make you tattoo like oranges or like bananas,
Bananas,
and
I've
stuff
seen.
like that. And then after that, you get to do like little tattoos on people.
They also have that fake skin, but I heard the fake skin's not comparable to real
Makes sense.
tattoos. It's like very thick.
You know, you're the only one without a tattoo in our family.
Yeah.
Roxanne has
I have a
one?
tramp
Well,
stamp.
she's gonna get one.
Oh.
Yeah,
Her and
she
mom
will
are
soon.
gonna get one together.
Yeah. I'm just not ready to throw random shit on my body unless it's like a tribal or the Musashi one that I want or the what's it called? The matching tattoos. If it's not that, I don't know if I just do a random one.
I'm down to do the matching
Matching
tattoos.
will be tight.
Yeah. I do that. Probably start on that first.
What about you? You got ink fever or no? It's just over.
No, I don't have ink fever because when you get a full like sleeve like this, they're like your arm is sore,
Yeah.
and so I'm like, I don't really care to go back for a minute. I mean, I can tell if I got just a little one, then it's like, damn, that's dope. I wish I had more. This, I'm like, that's dope. I'm good. That's how I feel.
That's kind of how it was when I got this one.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that's done. And then when I got the one in the back, that's when I started like, oh shit, no, I want another one. And now I want another one. I think I'm gonna go Thursday. Were we still planning on going Thursday?
No, I was going to get this
Three in
on
a
Thursday.
week, bro?
Oh, all right, no mind then.
3 in a week is crazy.
Fuck it.
You going crazy.
You guys ever seen patchwork sleeves? That's kind of what I want to do. It's just like a bunch of tattoos, random tattoos all over the place. It's kind of what I want to do on this arm.
That's what you kind of like too, as well.
That's what I'm doing on my leg. On my knee. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That's never like interested me. Are you kind of the same way? Like random tattoos just isn't your thing like that?
Well, like I said earlier, I wasn't gonna do. I'm only doing it for like matching tattoos, not random.
Let's take a cup real quick.
Let's do it.
Random tattoo, or matching tattoos. I actually think are pretty cool. So my brother, his wife, so my sister-in-law, her and her sisters all have the same tattoo. I think it's on their ankle or something. I think that's pretty dope. So I'd get one. I'd get one with my dad and brothers if we ever all did it.
I
An
have.
idea of what you guys would get?
No, like nothing. I mean, so I have a tattoo on my calf as well, where it's tribal all the way around, and then I have my
Show
last
it.
name.
I showed mine. Show yours.
I'm
Lift
not
the leg.
flexible.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and I have my last name written on it, which my last name is Latui. So, I got Latui written on my leg. Loney, my youngest brother, he did the same thing. He has a tribal tattoo, and then Latui is written on his, but it's written in a different font. So I don't know if that's considered matching or just the concept is matching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I think both. I don't think they need to be exactly matching, but
I
like
agree.
correlated tattoos, I think are dope. And exact matching. I don't know if I get an exact matching. I have one, and it's with my wife, but that's just because it's with her.
okay, so we've talked about superstitions before. Do you think it's? Do you believe in getting your wife's name tattooed on you?
Negative.
No.
I would not do that.
You would never.
No, not ever. I don't care if we're celebrating 80 years together. Like, no, I would not do that.
I do like a symbolic thing. Like,
Exactly.
A
Not a-
ring or something.
Yeah.
We talked about that, me and Raymond.
When?
It was when we were driving to Humblebee Tattoo. So he asked the same thing. He's like, would you get Cece's name tattooed? And I said, no, but I have a tattoo with her. They're coordinates. And it was the place where I proposed and the place where we said we loved each other for the first time. And these coordinates are always going to be attached to a core memory or a good memory. Even if we divorced, it's still a core memory. You know what I mean? But if I have her name tattooed and we divorced, that's just,
Yeah.
You have to explain that
That's
to your
tough.
ex-girlfriend or whatever.
oh, I'm getting nothing cut. I told him if I had Cece, I'm replacing the C's with K and I'm just going to have Keke on my own.
Because I don't think it's a big deal. I would get, because the last tattoo I want to do is when I'm done having kids, I want to come onto my chest and have Lexi.
Hey, yo.
Pause.
Fast forward.
So I want to have Lexi on the top with like a crown for like the queen, whatever, and then I want to have all my kids underneath that. Because that's the only tattoo I really want after what I have already.
So you say after you have your kids, so are you not done having kids?
No.
Damn.
I'll tell you guys right now, Lexi's pregnant.
What the?
Let's go. Congratulations.
Another girl?
That's
No,
huge.
we don't know yet.
Let's
Wow.
It's pretty cool that I get to announce that on here because when we post this, she'll be further along.
True.
Yeah.
Right now, I think she's at like 10 weeks. So yeah,
Let's go.
Bro, that's
We were not
insane.
planning-
Soldiers
on
are
another
still marching.
we were not planning on another one, dude.
Really? So you guys were done, but
I wouldn't say done. We want to adopt bad. Like,
right, that's what I thought.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
want
he
to
needs a
adopt more
brother.
kids. Oh yeah. So we want to
Maybe
adopt
he'll
more
get
kids,
one.
but I think whatever you want to say, the Lord, the universe, whatever, was just like, okay, well, you're not adopting fast enough, so here's another one. So,
Bro, it's not even.
So
I'm
are,
already team boy right now.
are you guys putting a halt on that process then?
No, well, we need to still be working through it. Honestly, it's just a lot of work
Yeah.
to get it going, and we're pretty busy in our lives, and so we've kind of just put a halt on it and not prioritized it. But yeah.
That's
Yeah,
Get
huge.
some money on this?
That's some
I'll put
exclusive
some money
here.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm team girl.
You team girl?
Yeah. We'll go $50.
$50.
All right, let's do it.
I'm
That's
hoping
right.
to see
here
more.
on the episode.
Have you guys ever seen those things where it's almost like, I don't know, witchcraft or whatever you want to say, but you do like, your wife will pull her hair and put it around a ring, and then you do this thing where you like let it go, and if it goes in a line, that's a boy. If it goes in a circle, that's a girl, and it'll tell you all your kids in order. It does our right. It does mine right.
So have you done it for this one?
Yeah.
And
So you
do you
have-
want to say what it
you have a
is?
feel-
It's a boy.
Okay.
So I'm bidding $50.
Cut it
According
out.
to
Cut
the
it
thing.
out. We didn't make a deal.
According to the thing, and I'm not one of those people who firmly believes it.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because it did Lay and E correctly. So I have a daughter and then a son, and then it said another girl and then two boys after that. And so when we had our third, well, me and my wife's third one, I have another child, but when me and my wife had our third one, it was a girl, and I was like, oh shoot, this thing might be right, bro.
Yeah. There's another one like that where you take a string and you put a paper clip or something and you hold it above the wrist, and I forget what it is, but if it's this way, maybe it's a boy, maybe it's a girl this way. I forget which one it is.
Yeah.
But it'll literally go and then it'll stop. and then it'll start back up,
Oh
and
my
it'll be
gosh.
your
Yes.
second child. It's insane,
I
but
was-
it's accurate.
Yeah, I was watching Lexi's thing, and it was pretty crazy because you think if you just, you're holding your piece of hair in a ring, you think if you hold it and then you let it go, that it would just naturally go straight.
Yeah.
And there would be times it would like come down and then start to like go in a circle, and you're like, what the
Yeah,
dude?
it's insane.
Gravity's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Isn't there a thing about like the girls' pregnancy too, like their stomach? If it's like round or whatever, it's a boy. If it's
I heard it was
longer,
like if they're like if the girl feels it like on the bottom, then it's
Oh, yeah,
a girl,
something
or
like that.
feels it more like
on the top, then it's a girl.
I haven't heard that. I've heard what you're saying more. I heard like boys hang lower. Did Lexi's stomach hang lower than normal? Than
We didn't
with
talk
the
about
girls?
hanging lower. I think hanging lower is you ate too much Chuckaramo. But,
That's just hanging right now.
but no, I don't. And Lexi, what she says is heartburn is a sign. Or sorry, no, heartburn is for hair. She gets more nauseous with our girls versus our boys. So our two girls that she's had, she was super nauseous from like week 1, like always throwing up and doing all that. Whereas my son, she wasn't nauseous at all through like the entire pregnancy.
How has she been this time around?
She's not nauseous. Wow, I should have given you the signs.
Yeah, you
before.
should have said all of this before I said shit.
That's cool. Yeah,
That's
dude, I'm happy.
yeah, I
I'm
know.
happy
That's
for you.
crazy.
It's fun. I'm excited. It was like my wife was she was super nervous when we found out. Super nervous because she's had kind of scary pregnancies. All of her pregnancies have kind of been scary. So she's nervous, but we did some stuff, and I think she feels good about it now.
Good.
Hell yeah.
That's good.
Hell yeah.
Wow, man.
Do you have names prepared?
So
Barbie dog.
this is one thing that I've been it's kind of weird, but I've also feel fortunate about this. I've dreamed my kids before they've came, and they've told me their names. So my daughter Lay told me her name before she was born. My son E told me his name, and it's not like they come up to me and they're like, "Hey, my name's this." It's like I'm in a dream, I see a child, and in my dream, my wife or someone else will say,
Calling them.
"Lummy," and I'm like, "Oh, that's your name." So all of my kids, actually, except for my youngest one, I didn't dream her name. We thought of a concept, and I really liked this. So my youngest daughter's name is Eliana. Ellie is my wife's grandpa. Anna is my grandma, and we just stuck them together.
That's
Hell
cool.
Yeah. So yeah.
Did you dream this one yet or no?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But it's been weird. It's always like 2 weeks before baby comes, or like a week. So we're just like winging it until the last moment.
Dude, what if you dream and they're like, Robert, come here. Are you gonna follow through and name him Robert?
You better. Bro, that's a Barbie dog too right there.
Buddy Roots.
So I have dreamed of another son, but his name was Myloni, which is my brother's name.
Okay.
The thing about in Polynesian culture, we name kids after uncles and cousins and grandpas and stuff. The problem is I don't have a lot of men in my like direct family. I've already stole my brother's name and my dad's name because my dad is Vaihoy and my brother is Vaihoy.
Yeah.
So if I steal the other brother, then I leave no boy names for anyone else in our family.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, are you guys excited to have kids? Do you guys think you'll have kids soon? 10 years, 5 years? What do you guys think?
I think it might be a while for me. I just need to. I have steps, and that having a kid step is way further out.
You don't want to skip a couple steps?
No,
I definitely
I
get
need to.
the-
I need to hit all the steps to make sure the kid comes in.
I definitely get
a good
the
spot.
baby
I
fever,
respect
baby
that.
hungry, or baby hunger. I definitely get that, but just the thought of like, I don't know, that's just scary to me. So like, but I feel like if it was to happen and or whatever, and I hold my kid, I think all that's just out the window. But it's just a thought like that. But because Ruben recently just had a baby boy, and he was the exact same. He was scared about it, like all this stuff, and then he said as soon as he like looked in his baby's eyes and held him, he said everything was fine.
I don't think I'll be like that.
Yeah.
I think I'll be freaked out when I hold my baby for the first time. Because it's just like, oh my goodness, I have you now. You're here. Here we go. but you're strapped in. You're already. There's nothing
Right,
you
there's
can
no
do.
turning back.
You're locked in.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Can't
when
say return policy, please.
yeah, it's just it's like when I got a tattoo and he started on my ankle. I was like, bro, I'm not gonna finish this, but it's started. It's gonna look molded after, so it's just like you have to do it. That's how I feel like I'll be with the kid until it just becomes my new norm.
Oh yeah.
That's what's crazy. So me and my wife, we started dating, and then had a kid within like 14 months. So we started from the first time we hung out to when we had Lay, it was 14 months. So we really don't know a life of just us two. You know what I'm saying? Like how
Yeah.
you and Chun have been dating a while, you and Cece been married for a while. We never got that, so I guess I just never knew what it felt like to just be newlyweds or married couple and just you two. And that's it.
Yeah,
I guess you got dogs though. Dogs are
nah.
as crappy as it sounds to like compare dogs and kids together. There's a lot of similarities there.
There is.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Other than,
you
like-
can't let your dogs go hungry, just like you can't let a baby. Go
Oh, I
hungry.
guess that's true.
Potty training. Yeah, there's a lot. But the only thing is
I didn't think
that
about it like that.
I mean, Lay grows up to tell you that she's hungry. My dogs just stare at me. They don't. They don't.
Yeah.
So there's some evolving.
Have you guys seen those dogs that like they put buttons in front of them?
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
they'll like press a button to tell them. And then there's a video where there's a dog and he becomes like so self-aware that like when someone comes in, he's like, I don't like this person.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, let's go talk downstairs. And he'll like walk downstairs, wait for like the owner to come down. It's scary as fuck.
Yeah. I think I've seen that one.
I just see
It's so
clips of the
scary.
dogs just, I'm hungry, bitch.
There was one where he was like staring in the mirror and he was like, Mama, who is that? And he was like, that's you. He's like, this is me. And then he was just like stared at himself in the mirror. I was like, holy fuck, this is so scary.
Damn,
That
they
is
got detailed
creepy.
buttons. I haven't seen those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen the ones that's like I'm hungry, and then they'll put
Yeah.
on the page or whatever. But
like,
I've
you
never
calling
seen
me
the
a
ones
bitch?
like, who's
Yes.
this? I've never seen.
You should
that.
set it up. It's really scary.
Let's take a cup. Let's take a cup.
Let's do it.
When you guys have kids, are you hoping for more boys or girls, or does it matter?
Girls.
I don't
I feel like
At
care.
we
least
have
one
too
of
many
each.
boys in our family.
At least
Yeah.
one of each.
Yeah.
but-
Boys run strong in our family, so
Girls are strong in mine.
yeah, that's what someone was saying. That's
Very strong. My mom has 6 sisters. I think out of my boy cousins and like my first cousins, it's just me, Zoe, and Trev.
damn.
I guess not me, but I have
Yeah,
2.
so we kind of even each other out.
Yeah.
See, my wife's family, she's the only girl in her family, and I only have one sister. So we're both pretty boy heavy. And right now I got 3 girls and 1 son. So you never know.
3 girls.
You
and
want girls,
2
huh?
boys.
Oh yeah.
What's the reason? Just because you're boy heavy?
I feel like I get better. I get along better with the girls. Because if I have a son, I feel like me and him are gonna butt heads.
I think that's opposite from me. I think I'm a butt heads with my daughter. If I ever had, like, if I have a daughter, I think I'd butt heads with her a lot.
No way.
I feel like it's
not for
normal.
you.
For real?
No, I feel like you'll have a daddy's girl and you'll be all about
Yeah,
your
I
girl.
feel like it's normal to have the girl like always be stuck with the dad, and then the boy
Right.
stuck with the mom.
But even knowing you, like, you're really close with Tiara. You have like, you know what I mean? Like, I think naturally us, and I would even go as far as saying Polynesian men, maybe men in general, but they really get attached to the girls in the family.
That's because Polynesians have a respect for women.
That's
Or-
true.
Yeah.
Sometimes true.
Flat feet.
No, but I think if you had a girl, your whole world would be about her.
I hope that's true.
You guys ready to take a cup?
Yeah, let's take a cup.
Let's do it.
Not really. Slapper.
Put your cup away.
One thing I will say though about having a daughter versus a son, it makes you soft. It is very hard to like.
Hey yo,
Bro, y'all don't
Calm down.
damn.
You know what? I'm done talking to you guys. You immature.
You made it worse.
Nah, I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I did too.
It makes
But
you
no,
soft.
like you know how we were. I think we've all talked about this. How we were raised and got beat and all that. I don't believe in beating to the extent that we got beat, but I do actually
No
believe
way.
in physical discipline. Like I do believe in like spanking, and that's pretty much it. But with daughters, you cannot do that.
Really?
Oh, you can't.
I don't think I would, but
And I'll tell you why. And just because I've looked into like mental side and like psychology and all this stuff, women tend to think more emotionally and men
Right.
tend to think more like logically. So when my son does something bad and I like flick his ear, he's like, oh, I got flicked in the ear because XYZ. My daughter, if I do it, she goes, oh no, my dad just hates me.
Right.
It's like,
that's why
no,
you
I
gotta
don't
hit him
hate
with
you.
the,
I'm trying to teach you something.
You know why I hit you? It's because I love you.
oh
You gotta
my
hit him with one of
gosh,
those.
that hurts more
And
than
you're
me
like, oh,
getting
it makes
smacked.
sense
That is the
No,
that is the stupidest line I've
what
ever
a
heard.
cop out.
Because what I do is after I get discipline my kids, and it's not, I don't physically discipline my kids a lot, and I want that to be known. But like if I put them in the corner or I ground them or whatever, after I get done with the talk and the disciplining, I always say, hey, just know I always love you. That's what I do instead of I'm doing this because I love you. Like, bro, as a kid, you hear that and you're like, no, you don't. But if you hear at the end of your
Shut the
discipline and they
fuck
say, I do love you. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, he might actually love me.
Might maybe. Bro.
Potentially.
The worst is getting beat, and it's like, this hurts me more than it hurts you, and I'm like, you lying right now. I'll be like, nah, there ain't no way. I'm like, oh.
Really?
I will say though, that's a legit thing.
No,
The parent,
that's sure,
it actually
but
hurts.
don't be telling me that when I'm getting beat. No, there's no,
No, I
way.
agree. I
Yeah.
100% agree. Because my son, there was one time I told him, hey, come here, because he did something. I was like, hey, come here, I gotta spank you. And he's like being hesitant. I'm like, if you take too long, I'm gonna spank you twice. And homie took too long. So I had to get up and go get him. So I hit him once, and you know, he's doing the whole puppy face, and I'm like, son of a gun, I gotta do it one more
Dude,
time.
that
Because I am a
puppy
firm
face kills
believer
me.
as a parent, you have to like
Follow
whatever
through.
you say, you gotta follow through,
Yeah.
or your children know they can walk all over you. So I'm doing this, and I'm like, son of a bitch. I almost wanted to drop that line. Like, this hurts me more than it hurts you. But I was like, that's
Oh.
the stupidest line ever.
It is.
Screw that line.
It's honestly cringy too.
Oh, dude.
It's crazy.
I do want to say, none of us are parenting experts. So what we're saying is just our
None of us are
opinion.
parents
I
except
don't
for
even-
Phil.
Who's the only parent in the room?
I hope I don't have a kid.
I'm the only one that claims my kids. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, because we don't have kids. No, but have you seen that video with this African American dude? And he's like, I guess like the wording on it was like after you like disciplined your kid, he comes out, he's like, what's that thing that you or after you discipline a kid but you don't want to say sorry? And he's like,
Oh yeah.
what's that thing that you wanted off of Amazon? And he's like, oh, I don't even want anything anymore. What do you mean you don't want it anymore? I have it in my car. Do you want it or not? And he goes, oh yeah. The console's okay, all right. And he goes, do you still want to go to your friend's house? Oh yeah. And then he sat there. He goes, okay, you're going to your friend's house. And he starts looking everywhere. I think I'm gonna be that guy.
Do you think that's an issue though? Not apologizing like
Yeah.
formally?
I think that's it.
Depends.
Like, do you think you need to like apologize formally and do that, or like, do you think that?
I don't think you need to like if someone's out of line and you hit them, I don't think you need to apologize for that. But if you are like you hit them for a reason and your reason was wrong, then you need to
Yes.
apologize.
Yeah.
But
If it's to teach a lesson, I don't think you need to
I
apologize.
agree. I think it's very important though, and this is I honestly feel the reason people hate physical abuse so much is because most physical disciplinary parents don't show the affection afterwards, right? Like I work very hard. I think of like your relationship with your kids as a bank account. There's an analogy where if you put in enough time and enough money like into your bank account, then when you need a withdrawal, you have a balance and you can withdraw and you're still positive. Does that make sense? So like with my kids, I spend a lot of time like playing with them and wrestling with them and teaching them skills so that when I get mad at them, they don't there's room in the bank account for me to withdraw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I spank my son, and I only spank my son now. I honestly girls it's different. So and I don't do it a lot, but when I do, he knows like, okay, my dad still loves me though. Because there's been times from other people or whatever, you hear them talking about their parents and you're like, dang, I don't think you know that your parents love you. Then that's when it's not even discipline anymore. It's more abuse because your kid just doesn't know.
Right.
So I don't think you need to apologize every time. If you're wrong, definitely. If you're right, though, sometimes it's you discipline them and then you say, hey, look, I do love you, but I'm trying to teach you a lesson. I just don't agree with that. I'm doing this because I love you. I don't do that one.
Yeah, I actually changed my answer. I agree with you. Don't apologize every time, but I feel like, I mean, I would just talk to him after everything. Like even if I spank him or whatever, I just talk to him.
I
Let
thought
him
that
know
shit
that-
was the worst. as a
Just
kid,
let him
dude.
know what he did wrong, and I don't know, teaching moment, whatever. But yeah, I do agree with not apologizing every time.
Well, so I think that statistically, I think every kid's different, but boys, when they get hit, they already just know the reason. So the talking really isn't needed a whole lot. Whereas my daughters, I don't have to hit, and all I do is talk. And I'll just be like, so for example, my daughter, we were at a public spot, and they're young enough to where they'll go to the bathroom together. And so, which I'm trying to get my son not to go with her, but there was a family restroom, and Lay went in, and my other daughter went in, and they locked E out of the restroom. And I was like, that's not okay, because then E's just left in a public spot by himself. He's 4 years old. So we got home. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to lock you out of the house. How do you feel about that? And she was like, she just felt devastated. Like, she was like, I'm the worst. Like internally, she's just thinking how bad that was. I didn't lock her out of the house. But just talking to her, she gets the same effect as when I spank E or when I put him in the corner or that kind of thing. Because talks to me was pointless too.
Yeah.
Kind of like
I
how
agree.
you were saying.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting a lecture and my mind's already set. I'm like, I already know what I did wrong. This is just pointless. I want to go do something else. Take my mind off of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that you could discipline someone else's kids? And not just a stranger, but just someone that, like someone from the mix or someone that you're kind of close with.
Semi-close to?
Yeah. Do you think you can discipline their kids? Doesn't have to be physical. It's just like,
I feel
but
bad.
but like reprimand them. Like that's not cool. You did something wrong. You think you do that?
I'd be.
I do that for a living,
Not the hitting, but
True.
like
but
if the like kid was like fucking up, and I just tell him like, dude, you've been fucking up. Don't do this again. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that. I just don't feel comfortable. Like with E and Lay, like if they're doing something, I just look at them, I hit them with, "What would your dad do? What would your dad say?"
What would Jesus do?
That's all I would do. But like,
Your dad
I
is
wouldn't just
Jesus.
I wouldn't tell him like, "No, stop it. You can't do that." I don't know. It's just not my place.
See, I wish I was better at it because I believe it takes a village to raise a child. So I wish I was better at getting after other people's kids. The problem is right now parenting is so diverse. Like you got parents who are
Different
like-
styles.
Yeah, some people are trying to do the soft parent. Or what's it called? It's not called soft parenting. It's called something else. Like, but you let your kids kind of do their own thing, and you just sit there and you're like, okay, why are you feeling this way? And do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then other parents are like, don't do that. Like, do it again, and you're gonna get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
they're so diverse. I actually don't mind it when other parents parent my kids. I have no problem with that as long as they're like within the lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the exact reason that I get nervous parenting other people's kids. It's because my lines are pretty broad and I'm pretty good with like strict parenting and all that. But then, and I just figured this out, it's gentle parenting. People who want to do gentle parenting, I don't know how to parent that way. I just haven't done it. So I wish I was better at parenting other people's kids. And I don't mind it if people parent my kids, my brothers, my sisters. I've seen other people, even in the club, who do it. So I don't care if people do it to my kids.
I agree. There was a time that it was just actually this last Wednesday where he was doing some just boy things, making a mess, trying to be rough or whatever, and someone said something, and I was like, dang, dude, that's crazy, because I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But if I had a kid, I would want other people to, especially if I'm not there, you know what I mean? Like, hey,
Yeah.
correct him. So it's super biased, because like I don't think I could parent your kids, or even not parent, but like correct them or say anything if they're doing something wrong. But if my kid was around you guys, I would want to like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Except for your kid. If
Oh, yeah,
if
yeah.
you're
I was
with,
like, what
if you have kids if you have kids with my sister, then
Yeah.
I'll discipline them physically. I don't care.
I'll also say like with other people's kids, I would let a lot slide more than like if I were to have kids.
Agree.
It wouldn't
I
be
agree.
that like
Agree.
broad. So
Terrible
That's why I just don't
babysitter.
feel
yeah,
like.
very like a lot will go.
You're the Funkle.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm the
That's why-
babysitter.
that's
Your
why I'm
kid's
not
gonna come back
comfortable.
like all sugared rust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your kid comes to my house, he's gonna go home and stay up till 2 a.m.
Yeah, but that's why I'm not like comfortable with like disciplining, not disciplining, but like telling them what's wrong or whatever. That's why I'm like, oh, what would your dad say? What would your mom say? Just because I don't know how different people, other people have
would they
different.
say?
Other people have like different ways to like discipline their kids, and I just
Yeah.
don't know.
What if they say, go ask him? Then what?
They'll be like, you go ask them.
No, you.
But yeah,
Nose goes.
I would win at that.
I don't know. I'd be fine with correcting other people's kids, but I wouldn't do it like physically. I'd like tell them that they're not doing the right things.
Yeah.
But I don't see a problem with other people doing it to my kids or
I've actually heard you say something to like E or Lay or something, just like, hey, don't do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, I do it for a living, so it's kind of
That's
like
true.
muscle memory. I just say, hey,
yeah.
don't do that.
You just get
But-
E by the arm. Restrict him.
Restrain him, put him up on a wall, shit.
Ooh, don't do that.
You're not coming over.
The ironic thing to that, and this was super frustrating. This was probably a year and a half ago or so. We had a babysitter, and she was taking our kids to the park, and she had her boyfriend come with her. And the story goes that Eve fell off the playground or something, and the boyfriend caught him as he was falling. But when he came home, I didn't even see it. I was working on a truck or something, or no. My little brother Loney was working on the truck, and my son E likes to work, so he's out there helping my little brother Loney. And Loney's like, "Hey, bro, have you seen this dude has bruises on his arm in the shape of fingers?" I'm like, "What the frick?" So Lexi reaches out. My wife reaches out to our babysitter, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like I guess he fell from the playground and he squoze his arm." And I'm like, "Bro, I wrestle my kids a lot, and there was actually a time not too shortly before that he was running into a skid steer that I was driving, and I had to reach out and grab his head because his head was about to hit the bucket, you know? And I squoze hard, and he didn't bruise. So I'm like, there's something wrong. And so
Yeah.
when I heard this whole story, I literally got pissed. I was just like, hey, because we actually really like the girl. She's dope. I went to high school with her. But her boyfriend, I was like, he's no longer, like, welcome.
You're about to physically discipline her.
Oh, bro, I was mad.
Dude,
Like-
when he said that story, dude, I was pissed.
It was on a Wednesday, actually.
Well, it's
we were
sketchy
we were,
because- I remember you
we were
telling us.
driving to the office, and me and Loney, if we knew where that dude lived, I would have pulled up. Like I was so mad.
It's sketchy because they never even told you.
That's the
beginning,
agreed.
Oh yeah, he just showed up like nothing happened, and then yeah, he had bruises the size of like perfectly shaped fingers. I'm like, bro. Oh, and then like probably 9 months later, he came to my house. That guy.
Yeah.
What?
And the problem is, he knew I was pissed at him. And so he was avoiding me the whole time. Because his girlfriend, she's not our babysitter anymore, but she still loves the kids. And so she'll come to the birthday parties and do all that. So they showed up to a birthday party, and homie's not talking to us. He's not anything. And then finally, because you know how Polynesians are, we divide women and men, you know? Finally, he kind of comes and joins our table, and he's sitting by us. And I looked at Vaihoe, and I was like, hey, is this that kid? And he was like, oh, shoot, I think it is. I'm like, tell him to not come close to me before I rip his effing head off. Like, F this guy. And I think Vaihoe told his wife, my brother told his wife, who's friends with the babysitter, and then that dude, he left. But I'm just like, bro.
That's a lot of
what-
balls to show up after doing that.
Oh, yeah. And we were all there. I think you were there. Loney was like everybody was there.
I think it takes a lot of balls if you're not going to say something.
Yeah.
Like if he would have pulled you aside and explained or whatever and just took the consequence. If you're just going to be there, just be there and not interact, dude, that's ballsy. It's like, bro, you know what you did.
Yeah.
Or you don't even explain it and you're not going to come say anything, and that's crazy.
Because yeah, we started in your living room, and like everybody was there, even his neighbors. his neighbors came over and they were like the guy was like sitting with our circle, and like I kind of like looked up and I seen this dude just sitting by himself on the stairs, and I said the same thing. I looked at him, I was like, and then next thing you know, or before I said something, the dude was with your ex babysitter, and I was putting two and two together. I looked at Phil and I was like, hey, is this the dude? And he goes, yeah, but don't say anything. And I was like, oh, and I looked at him and we made eye contact, and I was like, and then that was the last time I seen him.
Yeah.
But I was pissed when he told me that story.
Because I'm very good with my kids getting disciplined by other people, but if you bruise my kids, bro,
Yeah.
That's way too
I
far.
might bruise your face. To be honest.
Let's take a cut.
Yeah.
So wait, did the babysitter, the girl, did she know that he was bruised?
I don't think he bruised until he left.
Right.
But my son was crying, she said. After the whole situation happened,
She didn't say anything though, right?
she said he was crying and she got him to stop crying and all that. But then she didn't tell us, no.
That's crazy.
But my wife texted her a photo of it, and then the babysitter just called and started texting back because I think she knew. Have you guys looked into a new trend right now is homeschooling? What do you guys think about that? You guys ever homeschool or not?
Nowadays, I think it's like the better option because of like all the school shooting and whatnot. It's definitely safer, but your kids will miss out on like how to be social and like how to interact with people.
You run that risk with a lot of public places, though. There's been public shootings in malls, movie theaters. Like,
Right. But schools is just
Utah's
it's like
never
the
had a
most
school
common
shooting
place.
though. Did you guys know that?
never.
Utah's never had a school
I
shooting.
didn't know
School
that.
threats.
And they're actually one of the few states that allows guns in schools.
My school had a bomb in it.
We did too, actually.
Yeah, I had threats. I remember that.
We had a kid, great kid, like funny kid, but he was I think he had autism or something like that. And he asked a girl from the drill team to like one of the dances, and she said no. And he got pissed and built a bomb. And like went into their dance studio while they were all in there and they were just gonna blow that shit up.
Gee.
Damn.
We had a bomb at our school in Pineview.
Lexi was telling me about it.
Yeah.
That was my year.
Yeah, it was his year.
No, when we were in school, the kid, he didn't have it detonated or anything, and it was a homemade bomb. But he had nails and he had screws and everything in a mason jar or like a plastic mayonnaise jar or something.
I don't know about the bomb the kid made for us, but from what it sounded like, it was like a smoke bomb. But I don't know if there was anything more in his backpack because they said that he walked into like the lunchroom, he like put his backpack down, opened it up, and then left. And then one of the kids that was sitting, the one that reported it, he said that he saw smoke coming out the bag, and then they called I don't know what the name is, but everybody evacuated the school. And then they brought in like that little Wally thing that goes in there and like grabs the bomb. And then I guess it was just a smoke bomb.
Then you said Wally thing. I knew exactly what you meant.
Right.
That's crazy.
But yeah. It was
But
pretty,
it was just
it
a
was,
smoke bomb.
I guess I don't know if it detonated, like it didn't detonate or whatever, but it was just smoke that came out of his backpack. So I guess it was just a smoke bomb. But the kid got arrested. There was like, what was it, FBI or CIA there. The bomb squad was there. They blocked off all the roads around the school. They had to sit on the football field for like an hour after school ended. And then they had all the buses line up in the different locations, take everyone home.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was a big thing. It was fun as fuck because I was on the floor and I was running around interviewing people that were at like in the lunchroom. And then I went up to like the principal and he was like, get back down there. I was like, hey, what happened? And I gave him like the camera. I was like, hey, what happened? And he was like, oh, yeah, never mind. And he just let me interview him, a couple cops. And then I went back down and told everyone what was happening. It was fun for me, at least.
I know we had a lockdown because
Yeah.
some dude was robbing the bank. And he was like driving around.
Oh, yeah.
That's the dude in the Santa uniform, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's where I broke my pinky. That's the day I broke my pinky.
What were you doing?
So we were in class, It was me and Natano. We were throwing the ball, and I like hit my pinky on like the corner of a desk, and it like shattered the bone. And then right after that, we had a football game, and it made it even worse.
Damn.
But yeah,
Yeah.
remember that day.
But I remember that lockdown. That lockdown was kind of scary because he was like going door to door trying to like break into people's houses, and then he ended up going to Mill Creek, the river.
Yeah. What's it called?
The Skimboard
Virgin,
River.
isn't it?
What's that river? Yeah. What's that river called? Anyways,
Yeah, that one, and then he.
Virgin River. Jeez.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. And then he ends up offing himself there.
He had a
He offed
hostage.
himself?
He had a hostage too.
Really?
Yep.
I thought they found him. They
Hostage
just
was
arrested
good,
him.
though.
Hostage was good.
Damn.
Yeah, he did it. Went over to the river and then killed himself. It's fucking scary.
I didn't even hear about all of that. I just heard about that you guys had a lockdown because of that. I didn't hear anything else after that.
Well, what was the point of robbing the bank? You're just gonna off yourself in the river.
I think that was the point. Was he was gonna kill
That's
himself?
just give
like-
himself a reason.
Well, there's like people do suicide by cops.
By cops. Yeah.
They'll literally just shoot blank, like they'll shoot their gun into the air so that the cop will.
Yeah, a
shoot
lot of
them.
veterans do that. They'll like cause a problem when the cops come. They'll like make it so that the cops have to shoot them.
That's sad, especially with veterans.
Yeah.
That's tough.
All right, guys, that's it for us. We're wrapping it up. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Please check out all our social medias. There will be links in the bio. You guys have links in the bio? But that's it. Signing off.
Signing off.